So the sound is on. If you wouldn't mind doing a sound check when you get a moment.
There it is.
All right. Hello, hello. It'll take a moment because I had the sound off.
Now, let's meet your starting lineups from IWL. Number 1, and I'll be working with their last name, Soltez.
Woo!
Number 5, Barr. Number 14, Mayer. Number 15, Richmond.
All right, go ahead,
Number
me.
6, Rector.
Woo!
Number
Okay, we got
7,
audio.
Whitmore Brown. Number 16, LaFrance. Number 3, Dubé. Number 8, McGuire.
Oh,
Number 18, Dominance. Number 19, Garland. Number 25, Larson. Number 22, Morris.
Woo!
Number 28, Gibbo.
All right, enemy.
And now, your Hood River Valley Eagles.
All right,
Under
fly,
head
you
coach Eliza Eaton and Morgan Holloway.
Woo!
Number 2, Zella Barons.
Woo!
Number 3, Kenley Ball. Number 5, Lila
Hey, Dana.
Ball.
can you set up that chair here?
Number 6, Josie
She's-
Fable.
yeah.
Number 8,
one of their
Captain
chairs
Rennie
here.
Spence. Number 9, Anna Ranella. Number 10, Olivia Bauman. Number 11, Captain Georgia Goreska. Number 12, Izzy McCormick. Number 15, Captain Jenica Reigert. Number 16, Claire Roselle. Number 22, Alira Elliott. Number 26, Lily Siegel. Number 37, Captain Rowan McKenna. Number 4, goalie Sky Ryseth. Number 17, goalie Melina Toledo. Players and spectators, we now ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Oops. right, Wells Lacrosse fans. Welcome to this beautiful evening in Hood River. Unfortunately, because of the way the stadium is set up, with these poles in the middle of the stands, we end up having to film from the other side, and that means that the players will be a little backlit for the duration until the sun goes down a little further. But on the plus side, we won't be blocked by poles. Usually the players have set up on the other side of the field. Teams have set up on the other side of the field, but they're actually on this side this time. So that'll be interesting. Probably. I mean, if you don't stand up, it's okay. But if you stand up at any point, you risk. No. All right, this should be a great matchup. Hood River is currently ranked 4th in the state, and it is really hard to see the camera. And Wells is ranked 9th. Ellie on the draw, Julia to the right, Sophie to the left. So some sort of false start on Wells. Hood River with the ball. Charges right into the middle, shoots and scores. So I said it will be a close and tough game. Oh.
It's going to be challenging.
It is going to be challenging. So Peter just arrived. Peter is our camera operator. I know, it's really tough. Unfortunately, if we're on the other side, we end up with the poles in the middle of the screen. So
Anyway, it is what it is.
Here we go, Wells.
all up. Draw control by Hood River again. Loose ball picked up by Maya. Now head to Julia. Julia makes it up the middle of the field. Knocked free there. Hood River with the out of bounds though. That'll be Wells' ball. Maya brings it in. Tries to get it over to Nia, but pass doesn't connect and Hood River intercepts. I think we're going to have a cover there on Wells, so be a restart by Hood River. Hood River takes it behind the goal, far side, guarded by Fiona. Now on the far side, 80, Fiona. Fiona again on the D. Oh, good pass across the middle there by Hood River. Cut off by AD though. Great D. Into the middle, knocked free.
All right, Wells.
Now picked up by Addie.
Here we go.
Addie up to AD. Knocked down though by Hood River into the middle. Loose ball, ground ball, picked up by Ellie. Ellie has it momentarily, knocked free again by Hood River. Now, AD on defense. We're gonna have a sphere self-start by Hood River. Now behind the goal, guarded by Addie, sorry. And Mia. Over the middle, save by Maya.
Way to go, Maya.
Loose ball, grabbed by Ellie on the far side.
Yeah, they're representing.
Oh, ball, loose pass. Actually hits Julia, but Hood River again with it. Sophie on D. Pretty remarkable how much better Hood River has become over the last 3 seasons. 3 or 4 seasons. Really built up this program. Now ball behind the goal, guarded by Addie. Now Sophie with it. Sophie gets a stick on the stick but doesn't knock it free. Pass, errant pass over the top, grabbed by Ellie. See if we can get it up the field now. Ball loose and snatched by Hood River again. Wells is having a lot of trouble with their clears so far.
Nice defense.
Clears
Let's go,
are
defense.
what happens when a defense recovers the ball in some fashion and then is able to clear it out of their end of the field and get it up to the other side. Good job with Ellie knocking it free. Ellie brings it up again. Ellie over to Addie, AD, sorry. Sophie now with the ball. Ahead to Julia.
Yes, Julia. There you go, Julia.
Julia past the restraining line.
Go, Julia. All right, Will.
A little foul there, self-start. Julia. Triple team, back to Ellie. And Nia on this near side, over to Julia on the far side. Now Sophie. Over to Scarlett. Scarlett. Around the back of the crease, over to Maya. Maya keeps the ball. Wait, or does Julia have it? Julia has it, my bad.
Here we go, Wells.
Julia behind the goal. Sophie with a cut. Julia over the top to Scarlett. Scarlett brings it back out. Now to Nia. Nia tries to get it to Scarlett. Stolen by Hood River. Loose ball. Picked up by Sophie.
Go, Will.
Sophie into the middle. Tries to shoot. Ball's knocked down.
All right, Will.
Sophie will have free shooting position.
Here we go.
I think it's stick in the sphere.
Here we go, Sophie. Oh, go, Will.
Sophie shoots and scores. All right, I'm going to interrupt this broadcast just temporarily and see if it's possible to get the screen a little brighter for Peter. It is all the way up.
Goal, Ida B. Wells.
Sorry.
Number 16, LaFrance.
Tie game. 1-1. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. I don't know, Peter. Maybe it would have been better to set up over there.
Well, once the sun goes down.
Yeah. It's just, it is tough. Backlit screens are a rough condition.
You got this, Ellie!
Ellie on the draw, Julia to the right, Sophie to the left. Hood River with the draw control again.
Come on, Wells! Hustle, hustle! Good hustle!
Ellie does a good job chasing that down.
Yes!
Still loose.
Get that.
They're going to call a cover. And it is Wells' ball. Ellie with it.
Here we go, Ellie. Here we go.
Ellie
Go, Ellie.
cut off by multiple defenders. Now into the middle. Over the top to Scarlett, who
All right, Scarlett.
kind of knocks it towards the middle. Oh, no, that was Maya, sorry.
Come on, Wells.
Now Hood River on the counter attack.
Get it, get it, get it. Wow, great speed. Come on, defense.
Over into the middle, guarded by Ivy and Fiona. Now pass across. Ivy picks it up.
Yes.
Good job knocking it down by Fiona into the middle. Picked up by Maya. Maya
Here we go, Ellie.
over to Ellie.
All right,
Long
Wells.
pass, good pass. Ellie's got a couple on her. That's going to be a foul. Trying to go over the shoulder with that cut, but Ellie just self-starts, continues down. Now past the restraining line here on offense, and we'll set things up.
Here we go, Wells.
Over to Nia. Nia to Julia. Julia to Sophie. Over to Nia. Now Julia.
Move your feet. Let's go.
Julie tries to sneak through there. Ball's knocked free. Wells needs a little more movement on offense. Coach is calling for it. Addie picks up the ball, kind of cuts it off now into the middle.
All
Fiona,
right, defense.
good defense. Shot goes wide right. And Maya is able to run fast enough to get the ball, or to be closest to it when it goes out of bounds. So it'll be Wells' ball. Fiona brings the ball in. Now brings it up the field.
Got it, Wells. You
Fiona,
got it.
ball knocked down.
Yes. Great
There's
job,
going to be a
Fiona.
sphere violation
Go, go,
there.
go, go.
Fiona self-starts ahead
Got
to
it,
Sophie.
Wells.
Sophie now up the field.
All right, Wells. Go, Sophie.
Now over to Nia. Nia to Julia. Back to to Ellie. Ellie. Test the defense on that side.
Here we go, Wells. Make it happen.
Julia on the far side. Looks like Hood River's playing man-to-man, so
All right, Wells.
some pick and rolls would be, I think, a good way to break down this defense.
All right, Wells.
Foul on Hood River. Julia with the free shooting position. Julia in, shoots and scores. Great patience by Julia. It ducks under the first defender who got to her before the shot, but she takes the patience, waits to see which way the goalie's going, and then shoots it in to over the left-hand shoulder of the goalie. 2-1, Wells leads. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sophie on the draw.
Here we go, Wells. All right, Wells.
Julia to the left, Ellie to the right.
Here we go, Julia. Come on, defense.
Ooh, great shot by Hood River. Good pass, good shot. Tie game. I couldn't tell if all that noise was from the speakers or if that was people stomping their feet on those on the stands over there. They used to have an eagle sound after every time that Hood River would score, but I haven't heard it yet. I kind of miss it. I don't miss the scoring, but I do miss the sound. All right, Julia on the draw. Ellie to the right. Sophie to the left. Wells has got to get some of these draw controls. Julia with the draw control, exactly what we need here. Julia over to Sophie. Sophie bobbles it for a moment, but has it back. Now back to Ellie. We'll see if we can run some picks here. Ellie spins into the middle. Now back to Julia. Julia sets up behind the goal. Just a minute to go in the quarter. Sophie in, shoots, saved by the Hood River keeper.
All right, Wells. Get busy. Good.
Addie. Defense now 80. Cut off by Ivy. And Addie. Now 35 seconds. Just need to hold it until the end of this quarter. Oh, good steal there. Addie with the ball ahead, tries to get it to Sophie.
Run to it. Run to it, Wells. All right, Black. Let's go, Wells.
The Wells ball, 20 seconds to go. Charlie will start the ball.
Let's go, Charlie.
Charlie tries to get it over to Ellie. Less than 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Nia.
All right,
3. And, oh, good job knocking it free. Nia with the ball. And that's the end of the first quarter. Tie game, 2-2.
I can mute this.
So I guess Peter had muted for a second. So Peter can't see anything because of the backlight. Hopefully you all at home are having a better time than he does. And if we're not on the players, that's why.
Sun might set
Yeah.
15 minutes.
So very soon the sun will be down behind that, behind the stands, and we'll be able to see fine. But the unfortunate part about the grandstands here at Hood River is that not only do they have these poles, several poles that are in the way unless you're filming from the front row, they're also very shaky stands. So whenever anyone runs past or walks past in front, it all shakes. And so in past seasons, we've come to the realization that our best bet is to film on this side of the field, but it does put us at a disadvantage until the sun goes down. So 2-2 here between number 9, Ida B. Wells, and number 5, I think. I don't have my sheet at the moment.
If you look in, I was just sharing your product.
It's all right.
Westview's
Number 5, Hood River.
We were looking for Westview. It's not here. Or we didn't see it. Am I crazy? And then Cleveland. Cleveland is the other game. The remaining teams on our season. There. Invisibly at the top.
Oh, they are. Did we miss it? Oh, we totally
We did.
Just a good thing here, it's also some players. picture.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right,
Stream seem to be going okay.
What's that?
There's are there some people watching?
People watching?
Yeah, can you tell? Whole screen's too dark. Ah, looks like there's like 8 people at home watching.
Oh yeah, there's 8 people.
Nice to. You all missed out though. Had a wonderful meal at Freem. Some beer. We did some tasters. Unfortunately, Dana got ahead of me on the tasters, and so I had to sober up to drive,
It's a pity.
which is not what normally happens. Normally, I get to do at least a portion of this game buzzed, and it did not happen this time. But it was an excellent meal, and the view is wonderful. Anytime you can get out here to Hood River, I do recommend Freem. Julia on the draw. Ellie to the left. Sophie to the right.
Let's go, Jay.
Oh, yes. Ellie with the draw control.
Nice.
Ellie, good spin back. Break free of the defenders there. Now over to Sophie. Sophie over to Scarlett on the far side. Now Scarlett behind the goal to Nia. I think, no, that's Ella.
Let's go, Jay.
Now Julia with the ball. Ella and Micah are in on offense now. Julia comes around that far side. Looks. Julia now cut off. As she came around the crease. Julia slows down, spins around it. Now, oh, ball's knocked free. Hood River with the ball.
Here we go, Wells. Get ready.
Now, Hood River picked up by Addie. And now Fiona.
Way to go, Fiona.
Good job, Fiona. Gets a stick on it. Ball's knocked free, but Hood River picks it up off the carpet.
Come on, Wells. Defense.
Far side. Almost in, but 80 cuts him off. Knocks.
Yeah.
Hit down by, I think Sophie got a stick on that from behind. And the ball almost past the restraining line, but doesn't quite get there. So Hood River gets it back. Long pass that should, I think that'll be out of bounds.
Let's go,
Out of bounds, that is Wells' ball. Addie will bring it in bounds. Addie. Ball knocked loose, and there's a whistle there. Now Hood River with the ball.
Come on, Wells. Defense.
Picked up by Ivy, and good save by Maya. Maya up to Julia. Over to Sophie.
Yes.
Sophie manages to save that pass, a little errant pass. Now over to Scarlett.
Go,
Scarlett breaks past a couple of defenders.
Yes, Scarlett.
We'll wait for the rest of the offense to get there.
Come
Now
on,
behind the goal to
Move it around, Wells. Move.
Ella. Now is that Micah with the ball? Yes, Micah with the ball. Back up here to Ella, or
Let's go,
Ellie,
Ellie!
sorry. Ellie. Tried to do a little pick and roll there with Julia, but
Go,
not quite there. Now
Wells.
Julia with the ball. Julia behind the goal. A couple of Wells players cut to the
Go,
same spot.
Wells!
Now pass tries to go into Scarlett, but too many defenders there, and Hood River takes it. Hood River on the counterattack. 4-on-4 here.
Come on, defense.
Picked up by
There you go, defense.
Addie.
Come on.
Ooh. Good pass over the top to number 11 for Hood River, who scores.
Hood River goal, number
Hood River leads 3-2. That sound that I heard before is definitively people making noise in the bleachers over there. If we were over there, the whole camera would be shaking.
Come on, Julia!
Julia on the draw. Ellie to the left. Sophie to the right.
All right,
Great draw control by Sophie.
All right,
Sophie
Sophie,
over
let's
to
go
Ellie.
back. Answer back, Wells. Let's go.
Ellie over to Sophie. Now back to Julia. Sophie does sort of a brush screen and rolls. Over to Ella. Ella behind the goal to Micah. Now to Sophie on the near side. Sophie over to Charlie.
Put it in the onion bag.
Now over to, I think that was Ella, now Micah with the ball. Micah to Julia.
Way to go, Wells. Keep it moving. There you go. Keep it moving, Black.
Julia to Charlie. Ball knocked free momentarily, but Charlie recovers it. Oh, Scarlett. Scarlett. Now it's Ellie with the ball.
All right, Ellie.
Ellie shoots. Good save by the Hood River keeper.
Black.
Kicked it with their left foot.
Keep going, Black. You go, Charlie.
And Charlie on some defense there.
Defense.
Now up to Addie. Now defended by, shot and score by Hood River. River is really making the most of these breaks. Fast breaks. Okay, that is very sad. Apparently they don't have the sound effect anymore, so somebody just verbally made the caca sound. That sounded like a sick bird. Not the traditional great sound that they've had in the past. Timeout here by Wells with Hood River leads 4-2, 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So I mentioned earlier that this game was a pretty important game. Hood River is ranked 5 and Wells is ranked 9th. And the top 12 teams end up in the state championship playoff. Mostly the top 12 teams. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. And then there's a second playoffs called the Silver Cup, which is for teams ranked 13 through 20. The way that it works is that if you're in the top 12, you should be in the championship playoffs. But if there is a team that won their league between 13 and 20, they can have the choice to opt into the championship playoffs. Now, oftentimes they don't do it. For example, right now, Bend is ranked 18th and they are leading their division, the Central Oregon division. If they were to win their division, they would have the choice of whether they want to bump out the number 12 team, which is at this point is Central Catholic, and then go into that state championship playoffs. But they would do so with then the privilege of playing Jesuit, which has won like the last 5 state championships in a row or something. So, it might be better for a team like Bend to stay in the Silver Cup so that they have a better chance of winning. For Wells, because Wells is in 9th, it's unless they were to drop here towards the end of the season, which seems unlikely, They're unlikely to get bumped out of those state championship playoffs, but ideally they could move up. So if they can beat Hood River tonight and then beat Lincoln next Friday, they might be able to move up, maybe even as far as 5th, which is the position Hood River is in right now. And if they were in 5th place, then they would host the first round of the playoffs. And the further up they get, the more time they have before they play, the top-ranked teams in the state like Jesuit, and get a little further into the playoffs. And maybe even, get an upset against a team like Jesuit. But the longer you can put off that game, the better. So right now they're ranked 9th. Hood River is 5th. Hood River is 5-3 versus Wells, which is 9-2. But because of Hood River's strength of schedule, they have a higher ranking. And based on the early part of this game, I think that they're probably pretty fairly ranked. But Wells should still have a chance to beat them. All right, Julia on the draw, Sophie to the left, Ellie to the right. Draw control by Hood River. Mia with defense behind the goal. Oh, pass into the middle, loose ball, picked up by Sophie. Julia now with the ball. Knocked free, or attempted to get hit from behind, which is illegal. But this time knocked down. Hood River now on the counter. Loose ball in the middle. Maya has it. Good defense there by Ivy and I think it was Mia. Now Sophie with the ball midfield. Across the 50. Has Ella on the left here. Back to Julia up top.
All right, Will.
Over to Scarlett. Scarlett tries to pass it over the top.
Come on, Will.
Almost intercepted by Hood River, but Ellie does a good job of picking up that ground ball. Ellie into the middle. Cut off by Hood River. Ellie behind the goal, over to Julia. Now Nia. Hood River got a stick on that, but Scarlett gets it.
Let's go, Scarlett.
Wells is not moving around very much on offense right now. Sophie on the right-hand side. Now Julia behind. Ellen with a good cut. Oh, Charlie with a nice little spin over the top to Charlie. Ball free. Sophie recovers it over to Ellie. Ellie, is that not a shooting space violation?
Come on, Will.
Hood River with the ball.
Come on, defense.
Good save by Maya.
All right, Julia.
Charlie in the sphere there, but thankfully not inside the 8 meter, so they'll have a restart on the 12-meter line. Oh, into the middle there by Hood River, shoot and scores. 5-2, Hood River leads.
Come on, Ida B.
Oh, I think actually I did hear the eagle sound that time. It's just really faint. Really faint eagle sound. All right, now the sun is just at the worst possible spot in the sky.
It's 20 degrees cooler here. Let's go, Ida
Julia on the draw. Sophie to the left. Ellie to the right. This has had plenty of opportunities so far. They just need to do a better job on offense, getting some movement, some cuts, and some picks. A little too much standing around, passing around the exterior of the 12-meter.
All right, Black.
Ellie with the ball. To be fair, I've seen a lot of that at the college level too, so it happens. Julia with the ball. Julia sets up shot behind the goal, has Ellie on a cut. Ellie with the ball, tries to shoot. Stick. Hood River gets a stick on it. Ball knocked free. Now Hood River has it. Of another sphere violation there. Hood River will have the ball and restart there.
All right,
Ooh, Ellie with the nice quick,
let's go, Black.
but Hood River gets it back. Now, loose ball on the floor there. Gonna have a cover on Hood River, so Mia picks it up and starts it. Foul on Hood River. Now over to Ella. Ella with the ball. So a lot of these whistles, pass intercepted by Hood River. When the fouls are called, if the player wants, they can just self-start and continue down the field. So if you hear a whistle and they just keep running, there's no reason for them to stop.
All right, Will.
Funny enough, at the college level, there's a lot more pausing. It seems like the refs actually want to have players stop more often. Ball knocked free from Mia. So Hood River with it now.
All right, defense.
We'll see. So Wells had too many players on defense, but at the same time the offsides was called, they scored. So I don't think it's going to matter. So Hood River now leads 5-2 or 6-2. I think it's 6-2, isn't it?
Did that goal count?
Yeah, the goal did count. But they've got 5-2 on the scoreboard. I haven't been paying close enough attention. Oh, no, they called the offsides, and I guess they did not call the goal. Or no. I'm not certain. They got goal and offsides. Okay. So they got to restart at the...
Come on, Guardians!
1
They-
minute. 1 minute.
Scoreboard is still the same.
So maybe it is 5-2.
Here we go, Wells. Come on, Ida B.
50 seconds left in the first half, and then Wells have an opportunity to regroup at halftime.
Let's go, defense.
Let's get a good save by Maya. Mia knocks it down. Loose ball picked up by Maya in the goal. 26 seconds. Tries to pass it ahead to 80. 80 knocks it backwards, but picked up by Hood River. 15 seconds.
Pressure, Wells. Let's go, defense.
Oh, that I think is unfortunately going to be a shooting space violation. With 6.8 seconds left in the first half. Julia's done a good job of getting a stick on these shots in previous games. We'll see if she can't pull that off this time. She gets in there, but they score. Oh, so now it's 7-2. So apparently we skipped 6. That is actually what I thought the score should be, but they went all that time without putting a score up on the board, so I thought maybe I was misremembering the score.
Yeah, they changed it.
7-2. Hood River leads. 25 seconds to go in the half. Hood River with the... Oh, I'm sorry. That was 2.5 seconds left to go in the first half, not 25 seconds. And that'll be halftime. So we'll mute for halftime and be back soon. Wells has plenty of time to catch up.
Good news is I can see now.
And we can see now. So perfect time for Wells to make a comeback. All right. Talk to you soon. All right, Wells fans, we're about 20 seconds until we start the second half here with Hood River up 7-2. Fifth ranked Hood River ahead. Still anybody's game. Sun has gone down so we can see, and also it started getting chilly. Beautiful, beautiful evening though here in Hood River. I cannot recommend highly enough if you're in the Portland area and your child is not a senior, to make time next year, mark Hood River on your calendar, take the afternoon off from work, come out, enjoy a beautiful meal on the water in the gorge, and then come out for a nice game of lacrosse. Beautiful setting, beautiful stadium. They've got this new area over to the right with some lights and benches and stuff where people can watch the game, and there's like a fire pit. It's really nice. Hood River with the draw control. Now, behind the goal, guarded by Fiona. Addie. Now Sophie. Picked up by Addie and AD. Sophie up top. Hood River works it around the circle. AD on D. Ooh, almost intercepted by Sophie. Now double team with AD and Sophie, and AD's playing that backer role where she is acting as a double team on whoever happens to cut in this zone. Pass into the middle of the zone, knocked down by Wells, but recovered by Hood River. Now pass onto the side, saved by Maya. Maya with the ball. Maya goes behind the goal to Ellie. Ellie comes up that far side. A little push there by Hood River, but Ellie just continues her run. Ellie passed the restraining line. Sort of spinning away from that pressure. Ball knocked free by Hood River. Loose ball recovered by Hood River. This is where Hood River's been most dangerous on these counter attacks. Picked up by Addie up top.
Go, Addie!
But, oh, they got a cutter in the middle. But Hood River didn't see them, thankfully. Tries to go over the top. Ball out of bounds. Or no, not out of bounds. Didn't quite go out of bounds. Ellie snatched it off the carpet up to Maya. Maya over to Sophie. Over to Charlie. Charlie gets past 3 defenders. Pulls it back out over to Maya. Maya shoots low and scores. Great shot. Great pass from Charlie to Maya. Wells with the first goal on the board in the second half.
That was great.
7-3 Hood River leads. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. So one of the things I'm going to be watching for here, I noticed a little bit at the end of the second quarter and then again here, I think because of the speed on fast breaks from Hood River, that the players who get back on D may be switching a bit based on whoever happens to get back furthest. So I noticed that Maya was past the restraining line on defense. So either she was offsides, or more likely she was back there because she had been able to get back on that fast break. Julia loses her goggles, which I think probably should be a foul, but apparently she fouled the Hood River player with their goggles, so it is Hood River ball. didn't. I don't know how she actually fouled her. Julia with the D. Just thought it was funny. I thought that maybe if her goggles had come off, that might be an indication that she was hit in the face. All right, there's a foul on Julia, but they pick it up at the 12-meter line. So there's 2 lines around the goal. Got a 12-meter line and an 8-meter. Hood River goal. Oh, there is the eagle sound. They finally have the eagle sound working. Julia on the draw. Sophie to the left, Ellie to the right.
Let's go, Julia.
Hood River with the draw control.
Go, Addie.
Into the middle, sticks on the ball though, on the sticks, sorry. Knocked it free, Maya with the ball. Maya behind the goal, looking for a pass. We'll need to step out of the crease soon. Yep, now she's out of the crease. I think she's got 10 seconds to move out of the crease if I remember correctly. Tries to get it ahead to Julia, but the pass is out of bounds. That'll be Hood River ball. So
Good job, Ellie.
Good D, Wells.
ball on the far side. Hood River.
Go, defense.
So we got Ellie
Good job, Ellie.
doing a good job pressuring number 6 for Hood River. Gonna have a sphere violation on Ellie. Sphere around the head. So Ellie will go back behind the 12-meter, restart on the 12. Ooh. Good roll there by Hood River and score. 9-3. Hood River leads with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ellie on the draw. Sophie to the left. Julia to the right. Sophie with the draw control. A little shove there and a whistle by the Hood River team. Ball back to Ellie. So on these checks, you can't really get your stick on a player and then push. You kind of have to keep your arms straight. Elbows bent. You can't stiff arm somebody. Sophie with the ball. Now Julia. Oh, good cut into the middle by Nia, but Julia didn't Get the pass over there. There was somebody right on Nia's tail. Loose pass there. Ooh, Nia got away with the cover, but doesn't matter. That is unfortunately going to be a yellow card because Nia hit the Hood River player in the head with the stick. That'll be a 2-minute yellow card. So power play for Hood River. So the way the power plays work is that because typically you can only have 7 players on each side of the 30-meter or 30-yard restraining line, now what'll happen is that Wells will have 6 on each end. So they'll have 6 guarding 7, and they'll have 6. They've got 6 back there, and they'll have 6 on offense for the duration of the 2-minute penalty. In college, those cards are revocable. Great job by Wells knocking that down, but then the pass is knocked down, and Hood River recovers. So in college, if the team with the power play scores, then the yellow card, a lot of the yellow and green cards. Oh, good shot by Hood River. 10-3, Hood River. Yeah, so if Mia is coming in for Fiona, in a situation like this in college, except for the worst of the yellow cards, the player who's got the yellow would be able to come back in because the other team scored. But in high school, that's not how it works. Each team can have up to 4 yellow cards in a game. Once they get their 4th yellow card, then they actually will lose a player and have to play down for the rest of the game. And if they get any additional yellow cards, they'll just continue to lose players. In college, if you get 4 yellow cards, then it becomes your cards are no longer revocable. I have a foul on Sophie. Draw control by Hood River. Mia. It's a little trip on accident of the Hood River player. So Mia on defense. Will still down a player, but shouldn't be for much longer. And Hood River scores again. 11-3. So before this game, I was a little curious about whether Hood River's strength of schedule and ranking were accurate or not, but I think they've proven that it is. 11-3, Hood River leads.
You got this, Julia! Let's go, Wells!
Julia on the draw.
Go, Wells! You got this, Wells! Come on, Julia!
Hood River with the draw control. Picked up by 80 on the far side. Cutter into the middle. Good job by Ivy getting in the way of that. And again, picking up another cutter.
Go, Eddie!
Now we're even again. Power play is over. Oh, pass in the middle. Oh, good job by Ellie getting a stick on that. Or Ivy. I'm not sure which one of them did. Maybe both. But they got a stick on the shot that put the shot way over the goal. But because it was a shot and the Hood River player was closest to it when it went out of bounds, that means that Hood River gets to retain the ball. In other situations where it isn't a shot, if it's just a pass, an errant pass that goes out of bounds, then it would be the other team's ball. Julia almost gets that. Ooh, low shot attempt there by the Hood River player. Kind of fancy. Maya got the ball, then gets it over the top to Ellie. Unfortunately, Ellie's pass is awry, and Hood River gets it. Hood River into the middle, shoots and scores. That's 12-3. We're on the edge here of the, there is the Eagle. They even got the volume up a little bit. I don't know if they're picking that up on the mic. So at a 10-point margin, it will go to a running clock. So we're 1 goal away from that. Julia on the draw. Ooh. Julia got knocked there for a moment. Hood River on the draw control. Into the middle, shot over the goal. But we got a card, looks like. Yellow card on Hood River. Yeah, dangerous fall through on the shot. So it is Wells' ball, and it'll be a 2-minute penalty on the Hood River player. So Wells will have a power play here for a little bit. Let's hope they can do something with it. Ivy will start the ball. Just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ivy ahead to Charlie. Charlie evades 3 players. Great plays. Now up to Micah. Micah behind the goal to Maya. There are 2 Mayas on the team. Our wonderful goalie and Maya on offense. Maya with the assist to Ellie. Ellie shoots and puts it right over the left shoulder of the keeper. Maya Soltez is the offensive player. Maya Light is the goalie.
IDP goal number 6, Rector.
12-4. Hood River leads. Let's see how many more they can get here while they've got the power play advantage.
You got this, Julia. You got this, Ellie. You got this,
Julia on the draw. Winning this draw control would really help take advantage of the power play. Otherwise, we'll probably see Hood River try to stall a little bit. Oh my gosh. How is that not a penalty?
I think that's what it means.
Julia got hit in the head there.
All right, Scarlett.
Scarlett subs in for Julia. So Highland is asking for the yellow card. So this is the first time I've seen refs conferring with coaches over yellow cards. The refs actually seem uncertain, which is odd to me. I think Highland's got a good point. This is the second time in a row that Julia got hit in the face. This time she's bleeding. And whether or not it is whether or not it's intentional, the players are supposed to know where their stick is. And it should be a yellow card. I don't think Highland's going to get the yellow. I will say Highland is much calmer in this conversation than I would be.
All right, coach. All right, Ida B.
It's moments like that I really wish I wasn't doing commentary, wasn't mic'd up, and I could yell some things. Probably not constructive. So it's probably good that I've got a mic on me and can't call out to the refs.
All right, Ida B, play tough.
Wells will get to restart.
Come on, Wells.
Stolen away by Hood River. Ball out of bounds. That'll be Wells' ball.
Come on, Wells.
One minute.
Over to Charlie.
Let's go, Wells.
Charlie shoots and scores.
Good job, Charlie!
Great job. Let's go, Wells.
12-5.
Nice shot, Charlie.
Hood River leads. Sophie on the draw. Ellie to the left.
Let's go, Wells.
And I don't know who's on the right side of the circle. Oh, that's Scarlett.
Come on, Wells.
So
Yeah.
you'll notice that all the players were waiting for the ball to get past the restraining line. Their sticks can go past the 30 to pick it up, but until somebody has control of the ball, both the offense and defense. Oh, ball knocked free out of Ellie's stick. 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. So I have to stay behind the restraining line until somebody has draw control.
Go, Wells. Come on,
And
Eddie. Go, Eddie.
Picked up by Addie. Now loose ball. And that'll be the end of the third quarter with Hood River leading 12-5. Julia looks like she's doing okay. Other than I expect being a little mad and maybe a little shocked, but Julia is a pretty fierce competitor. I expect her to actually be a little pissed off about that. All right, we had another confab during the timeout between quarters between the coaches and the referees. We'll see if that changes any of the refereeing in the fourth. I see a comment from Clarissa watching the stream saying go Wells. We're doing our best to cheer them on from here. So on defense, we have Addie, AD, Fiona, and Ivy. And of course, Maya Light in goal. On offense, Scarlett, Maya, Soltez. Looks like maybe Nia. Yes, Nia and Charlie. In mid, Sophie on the draw, Julia to the left, Ellie to the right. A crisp, clear night here in Hood River. 12 more minutes of lacrosse. Hood River with the draw control. Now ball behind the goal. Picked up on the far side by Addie, knocked down by 80, and but Hood River gets it back. Addie knocked that down out of the air. Now Julia. And 80 cuts it off. So as mentioned in previous streams, Wells runs a zone. So they have 80, into the middle there. Cut off by Ivy, great job getting over there. So 80 is playing this backer role where she basically rolls around the 8-meter line and acts as a double team in whichever way the zone forces players. Right. Sophie up to Julia. Maya over to Charlie. Maya turns and, oh, good save by the Hood River goalie. Good try by Charlie.
Yeah, Julia. Come on, Black. Guys, stay away from the sphere. Everyone hear me? Come on, Ida B, play tough.
So, as I kind of expected, Julia a little mad, had a lot of near the sphere. There's a whistle before the shot. I don't know whether that's going to, whether the shot's going to count or not.
Come on, defense. Let's go, Maya.
So shot does not, goal does not count, but Hood River will have free shooting position.
Maya! Maya, you got it. Let's go, Maya.
And Hood River scores. 13. I think that's a 5 for Wells. Yes.
All right, Ida B.
Their scoreboard is missing a couple of digits
Still got time.
on the
Still got time,
visitor
Wells.
scores.
Let's go. Let's go, Wells.
So the free shooting position on the 8 meter is basically gives the player a direct path to it. Sophie is encouraging the fans to cheer. Sophie on the draw, Julia to the left, Ellie to the right.
Let's get it, Black. Come on, Ida B.
Draw control by Hood River.
Let's go, Wells. Come on, defense. All right, D, let's go. Good pressure.
Oh, I think we're going to have a shooting space violation on Wells. Yeah. So shooting space is you can't like pop in front of the goal and get in the way of what could be a rightful shot. So free shooting position for Hood River. And hit off the post there. Julia with the ball. I don't know if Maya also got a stick on it or if it just hit the post. Hood River gets the ball back.
Good pressure.
Now Hood River past the restraining line. Picked up by Sophie.
All
Now
right, defense.
Scarlett. Oh no, that's Ellie.
All right, Ellie. Come on, Ida B.
Number 6, not number 5.
Good hustle, Wells. Go, defense.
So this zone has 2 high players,
All right, Wells.
2 in the elbow, and then 2 low.
There we go. All right.
And one of the challenges is, oh, good cut. So
Number 6, Sophie Fairborn.
14-5, Hood River leads. Just under 8 minutes to go in the game. So one of the real challenges with the zone is that they have to hand off players that cut. And so if a player cuts from like a low zone to a high zone, they have to make sure that they're handing those players off. It's a little easier, I think, for the players to keep track on man-to-man. But
All right,
it's a little easier for the offense to figure out what they should do. 14-5.
Get it, Black. Yeah, Sophie.
Oh, Sophie almost with the draw control. Gonna call a cover on
Julia.
Hood River.
Push it in, Black.
Wells with the ball over to Julia.
Go, Julia.
Picked by Scarlett. Julia
Black.
over the middle to Charlie. Ball knocked free.
Back, Wells.
Loose in a huge scrum. I can't even tell what's going on over there.
Ida B.
Other than the fact that I am so glad I'm not in the middle of it. Okay, Hood River comes out with it, unfortunately.
Go, 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 Job, Mia!
Long pass by Hood River. I don't know why some of the fans were yelling offsides, but I don't know why. And a goal by Hood River.
Hood River goal, number 2, Zella Barron.
Mia will sub in for Fiona. There's a kid over there making a remarkably accurate goat noise. Or there's a baby goat I can't quite see, but I think it's just a high schooler making that noise repeatedly. All right, Sophie on the draw, Julia to the left, Ellie to the right. Ellie,
Let's keep going, Black.
but Hood River gets the ball.
Defense.
Ball knocked free by Ellie. Ellie with the ball.
There it is.
Now over to Sophie.
Go, Ida B.
Now to Julia.
Rachel,
Julia. Ball knocked free from behind by Hood River.
All right, defense. Hustle. Let's go, Black. All right, let's go, Black. Yes. Here we go. All right, defense. Great defense. Set up, D. Good defense.
Have a
All right,
foul
Maya.
on Sophie, but restart on the 12 meter, not the 8. So
Go well. Pressure it.
pass to behind the goal, and ball is loose. Picked up by Julia. Julia.
Come on, Black. Go well.
I don't know
Go, Black.
what the call was there.
Nice. Keep it up, Black. Go well. All right, Black. Keep it up. Let's go, Ida B. Come on, Black. Let's go well. Defense. Good D, good D, good D. Come on, Black. Shut it down, Black.
Ivy with some good defense. Ball was knocked free momentarily, but recovered by Hood River.
Looking great, Black. Let's go, Ida B. Good defense. Come on, defense.
That's out of bounds. That should just be Wells' ball. That was not a shot.
Job,
A shot on goal, right?
So
Go.
Addie with the ball.
All right,
Ball knocked down by Hood River and recovered by Hood River.
come on, defense. All right, defense. Let's go, Ida B. Get that ball. Yeah, let's go. Good rush.
Ellie kind of chasing the ball around, but gets a foul into the middle. Saved by Maya. Got her foot in front of that one.
Come on, Ida B. Let's go. Let's go.
I wonder how many bruises a Lacrosse goalie has at the end of a game. Maya with great pass up the middle to Julia. Julia up to Scarlett.
All right, Scarlett. Get it in there, Black. Come on, Scarlett. Woo, woo, woo.
We have a foul on Hood River.
Come on, Black.
To be honest,
Let's go, Ida B.
that was one of the least fouls that I've seen, but that one's been called compared to, say,
Black.
some of the other items that were
Get it in there, Black.
people who are trying to knock the ball free from Julia and Ellie from behind. So, but I'll take the foul.
Go Ida B!
2.5 minutes to go in the game. Sophie with the ball behind the goal. Now comes up on this near side by the crease. Now to Julia.
Come on,
Julia
Black, let's go! Let's go, Julia!
comes, spins, and shoots and scores. Julia feinted to her left, spun back to her right, put it across the goal. Tough angle on that shot.
Keep it up! That's right!
Excited Wells fans.
Yes.
All right, Black! Keep it going, Black!
15-6,
Got it, Sophie!
2 minutes to go.
Get that ball! Let's go, Black! Come on, Black! You're good. Let's go, Joe. It's on you. Let's go, Ida B.
So we'll have
All
a
right, Sophie.
redraw here.
Get it, Ellie. Get it, Julia. Come on, Black. Let's come down with it, Black.
Oh, Sophie almost had it.
All right, defense. Be problematic. Come on, Black. That's it. Let's get Black. Drop, Ellie. Defense. Keep it moving, Black. Go, Addie. Go, Addie. Come on, defense.
Wood River with another goal. That's should be 16-6, so clock will run. Just over a minute to go in the game.
Go, Wells. We love you, Ida B. Let's go, Wells.
1 minute.
Here we go, Wells.
You got this, Wells. Here we
Go,
go.
Wells.
Sophie on the draw. Ball loose. I cannot tell. Hood River with the ball.
All right, defense.
Now I think they're going to run this ball out.
Let's get it back, Wells. Job, Scarlett. We want the ball. Let's go, Wells. Defense. Six up. Let's go, Black. Woo! Come on, Wells. Come on.
And that's the end of the game. Hood River wins 15-6 or 16-6. I thought it was 16-6, but I can't quite tell. 16-6. They only have 15 on the scoreboard, which is, I don't think is correct. But good game, good time out here. We are going to stop the stream so we can pack things up. Because in previous times they've locked things up on us before we were totally unpacked. But hope you all had a wonderful evening, and we will, I don't know if, well, Peter will be streaming next week. I don't know if I will be around to do commentary or not, but either way, have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.